Hey everybody, Las Vegas collectibles. How you doing? So I'm just sitting here, minding my own business, right? Uh, Thinking about how I wish I had more cash to invest in the Kamigawa set that's about to come out for Magic the Gathering. And so I'm putting cards in top loader still. We have couple shows in Vegas. One at the end of January by the Mint Collective, by the way, that is it's like $350 for a table, for just the table. And I don't have enough product. I don't have enough access to product to be able to justify spending $325. I just don't. Like, I would have to sell so much to break even. It doesn't make any sense. So I'm not going to be there. I'm going to go. It's like $15 entry fee, by the way, at the end of the month for one day. I'm a local, so I don't have to worry about like, cost of travel, cost of hotel rooms, and all that other stuff. So $15 to go to a big show. I'm gonna do that. Obviously, go check it out. So that's the last weekend in January, and then we have some shows in February. We have two. I'm gonna be going to both of them as a seller. So I'm gonna get a table. There is, I think the first show it's at a casino, and it is basically like think of like a card show in a shopping mall. Like, think of that kind of idea, except it's in a casino. So better bathrooms, better food, better entertainment, a buffet. So that part's really cool. And then the third show for the beginning of this year is also in February, and I want to say it's like the third weekend in February, and it's like the Vortex, I believe it's called, and it's a 3-day show. The price of that is actually like, I want to say like $225 for a table, and so it's $100 cheaper than the Mint show. And so I was like on the fence of should I do this? Should I not do this? I mean, I'm not doing the Mint one. Do I have enough inventory? Do I have enough product that is worth me actually going? And I've decided I'm going to go. So I'm sitting here minding my own business, talking about these things and thinking about what I'm going to do. I'm opening a new business account, so checking account. So for all of you who are like me, who might be new to this business, might have started up their own company and started selling on eBay or whatever. There's a lot of things involved that if you don't pay attention to, could get you in trouble in the long run. And so, you got to pay attention to certain things. And so I've had an online business account, like an online bank business account. And I've discovered that even though it's extremely convenient, it's not very helpful when you're seeking out contracts and things, because they want certain statements from banks that online banks, well, I don't know about all online banks, but the online bank that I use doesn't provide. So it's not really helpful for me. So I'm going to have to get a standard brick and mortar bank. So I'm actually going to go to Chase. They treat veterans very well. I'm going to use a Chase business banking account. So tomorrow I have a meeting for that. And so the reason I'm bringing this up is, this is a business. You have to be prepared, and there's so many fees, there's so many laws, there's so many freaking taxes, licenses. There's so many little things that you have to do every month, right? There's Department of Taxation. So I don't know what state you're in, but in the state of Nevada, it's called Department of Taxation. You have to notify them of what you're selling. It just depends on the category of goods that you're selling and stuff like that. But you have to constantly be doing stuff, and you can't get caught up. So be careful. The IRS, coming out with their new laws, really cracking down on people like us that are in collectibles, that are in side hustle businesses. They're cracking down on everybody. So pay attention, and be aware of what's happening. So I rather trust a big bank like Chase versus an online bank, because this year's going to be so freaking nuts. I don't want to get in trouble with the IRS. I don't want to get in trouble with anybody. Life is hard enough. Let's not make it harder on ourselves. All right, so there's my 2 cents on all that. By the way, setting up at a show is a write-off. It's a deduction, right? Because it's a business expense. So if I was to go to the Mint Collective, right, and I was going to set up at a show, that's I think it's $325 or $335. So out of my business banking account from Chase, it'll show that I paid for that, right? Minus 300, whatever. At the end of the year, if I have, now I am not your financial advisor. I am not a CPA, a CFA, or anything like that. Seek professional help. But the way I do things, that's a business expense. So at the end of the year, if I have profits above $325, I get to go ahead and make that profit number smaller. I get to reduce it by my business expenses. So if I was to go to the Mint Collective show, and at the end of the year, if I had $325 in profit, I would be able to say that I had no dollars in profit, right? So then I wouldn't have to pay any taxes. I wouldn't owe any taxes because my net income would be zero. Okay? See, that's one little teeny tiny element of things that you need to pay attention to. But there's so many other things that you got to stay focused on. Don't get lost in that one little thing. Seek a professional. Have a strategy for your businesses. Okay? I'm driving to the shows in Las Vegas. It's not far. It's a few miles. But every mile that I drive, every drop of gas is deductible. If I have lunch at the show, it's deductible. It's a business. It's a required business expense. So just think about that. Okay. So now that that's all over, so I'm sitting here minding my own business, thinking about my plans. What I'm gonna tell some of these top loaders are so freaking tight. That's what she said. But so I'm sitting here and I was like, oh well. I will listen to some videos. I was watching some NFL highlights from today's games. And up comes Sports Card Investor. You could see him here on the screen. And he puts out a video about his bold predictions, right? It kind of bugs me that somebody like this has such a strong following to the point in which I don't think enough people question what he's saying. I don't know for sure. I don't know. I didn't do a survey of all of his freaking subscribers or viewers or anything. Regardless of his comments about sports cards, that's who he is. He's a sports card investor, right? Like that's his name. That's when you see him open up packs on his like 12 days of Christmas or whatever. He opened up like a Marvel I don't know what it was. A Marvel box. Sealed Marvel box. He was just like so disinterested. Did not care. And like, that's fine. You're the sports card guy. Just talk about sports cards. So he gives us 2 cents about trading card game cards. Right? So, and he's like, they're going to take a huge hit. PSA is grading more Pokemon or whatever he said, trading card games, more cards of them than football and like baseball combined or something. And he's saying this like that doesn't even make any sense. What? He knows nothing about the trading card market. He knows nothing about it. That's like getting, legal advice from your barber. Your barber is probably a good-hearted, good person trying to do nothing but good, trying to help you out. He's not a lawyer. Go to a lawyer for legal advice. And not only that, educate yourself on the law to a point in which you can make sure that your lawyer's not freaking nuts. So he's talking about how the trading card market is going to take a huge hit this year. and we're going to go down because there's so much supply of PSA graded cards. Like, that's his justification. Because of the increase of supply of PSA graded cards. I need thicker top loaders for that one. No. The trading card market, its ability to be profitable or anything else, right? Its success has nothing to do with PSA. Because the primary collectors, investors, players, right? So that's another thing that sports cards doesn't have, right? In trading cards, there's 3 categories of people. There are the players, the people that actually use the cards to compete in either kitchen table games or actual championships or arenas or at their local game store. So there's actual players. So that's one group of people. Then there are the collectors, and then there are the investors. So there's 3 freaking groups of people in the trading card space. In the sports card place, there are the collectors and the investors. There's nobody with a game for basketball players. Now, in soccer, there's mix and match. I don't know if you've heard of that or not, but that's actually it's like sports card trading card game. It's actually kind of interesting. But so he has no understanding. And the value of trading cards. Trading cards have been around for so long, and so have sports cards. Sports cards have been around longer. But trading cards, their value is not in the graded card. It's in the collections. It's in the rare older sets. You know, and not even all the cards in the old sets. It's just if you have like an entire collection of like Magic the Gathering, the Dark, that's worth more money than just having a couple cards. It just depends on which cards though, because there's some that are freaking ridiculously expensive. But people like the raw cards. Do you know why? Do you know why sports card investor Geoff Wilson? Because they want to play with them. You can't play with freaking slabs. You can't shuffle slabs. You can't cut decks of slabs. So it's just complete ignorance and a lot of arrogance on his part to say that the reason trading card games are going to go down in 2022, right? First of all, that I don't see any valid argument that could be made to make that statement just 100% true. Now, you can have arguments to state that it might go down, but will go down, like with confidence, like you have conviction of like 100%, like it's going to go down. No, there's nothing going on in the market to suggest trading cards. And he doesn't even like specify which ones, right? He's not saying like Weiss. He's not saying Magic. He's not saying Yu-Gi-Oh. He's just trading cards. Trading cards. All trading card games are going to go down. Like, what are you freaking talking about? So, it's just so ignorant. So I wanted to put this out there saying, no, Geoff Wilson, no sports card investor. Everybody, look, you can even see my comment right here. Oh, hold on. Let me hide this. I put my comment on here. It's right here. His insights on trading cards is hilarious. Stick to sports, bro. No, man. You're freaking ridiculous. Magic the Gathering, for all of you that don't know, Magic the Gathering is coming out with Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. They are going to have serialized cards and most likely something a little special, like a sketch card, or I don't know if they're going to do a memorabilia card. Like they have the TV show Magic the Gathering that's coming out. They have comic books and stuff. So I don't know if they are going to try to sneak in some kind of like quote unquote memorabilia from one of those things into like one of the cards. Like for instance, this is a patch card, right? So that's from like his uniform. So I don't know if they're going to try to introduce something like that. I think it makes the most amount of sense to have sketch cards. So they're going to have sketch cards or like artist proof cards or something like that. But they're going to have serial number cards for the first time ever. Like, it's going to be freaking ridiculous. Like if I could get access to more liquid cash money, I'd be putting a huge bet. Huge bet. I'd buy a pellet of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. I just don't have that much cash, and I'm not going to leverage myself for that. I mean, I have a strong conviction of it, but I'm not going to max out a credit card to buy a pallet of Magic the Gathering cards. I got a baby on the way. It's just too much leverage. Right? This top loader has like a freaking mark on it, so it makes the card look it has a mark on it. That's annoying. So no, Magic the Gathering is going to do amazing. Not only that, Nostalgex. Nostalgex, the Kickstarter, I think is over. Is it over today? Did it end yesterday, Nostalgex? So Nostalgex is a trading card game where they're including NFTs in the boxes. In the Kickstarter releases, there's going to be actual NFTs, like cards, like redemption cards, but they're good for NFTs. It's just the next level. It's so beyond. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So not only are there the Kickstarter trading card games that are coming out, MetaZoo is just completely on fire, continuing to do amazing things. Force of Will is going up. Yu-Gi-Oh is going up. Like, there's just so much going on. The fact that he made that statement, it just drove me crazy. And I was like, nope, got to turn the camera on because this is ridiculous. Somebody needs to put it out in the universe that this guy is ridiculous. Trading card games, yeah, they can go down. They absolutely could, of course. But if anybody says that all trading card games are going to go down, they're ignorant, right? That's like saying all sports cards are going to go down. What? What's your basis to make that statement, right? What kind of information do you have to possibly make that statement with any kind of certainty? Why would they go down? Now, will they go down a little bit? Yeah, they probably could. Trading card games as a whole market, yeah, it could happen. I don't see it happening, but it could happen. But this guy, I think it's just, I think it was a shame. So if you do listen to Sports Card Investor, understand his name is Sports Card Investor, not TCG Card Investor. Okay. Not only that, do not go to sleep on Nostalgex, on Magic the Gathering Kamigawa. It's going to be a historical set. It's a historical set. It's going to be like, for him, right, the first Topps Chrome box ever. The very first Topps Chrome product that was ever made. Right? The very first Prism that was ever made. It's that significant. It's going to be something where in 20 years, there will be collectors of Magic the Gathering cards, investors and players that are like, man, you remember when Magic the Gathering started making serialized cards? The first serialized cards? Because they're not going to go away. They're going to be in Magic the Gathering products forever. Forever. And this is going to be the first set with serialized cards. It's going to be historic. It is historic. And nothing that has historic value goes to zero. It doesn't. You might drop. You might lose money on it over time. It's absolutely possible. Nobody can say with certainty anything. But it's going to have a very strong likelihood of increasing in value every year because it's the first. It's the first serialized. Those cards could suck. They could be the worst freaking Magic the Gathering cards that have ever existed. Personally, I don't think that's going to happen. I think there's going to be really cool cards. I think the art, the concept, and everything else is just stunning. However, they could be the worst cards ever. It won't matter because they're the first ever with serialized cards. So just wanted to make that point. Have a great night. Have a great day, everybody, tomorrow. I will be trying to reach out again tomorrow, make another video. I'm going to be just continuing to plug away and got a lot of cards to put in top loaders. Take care, everybody.